All right, what's up, title? We have board briefing Wednesday, April 28th, the warm-up. Okay, so we got 30 suitcase marches on one arm and then 30 on the other, 10 alternating renegade rows, 30 front rack marches on each arm, 5 front squats on each arm, 30 suitcase marches again on each arm, 5 and 5 strict press, and then 30 front rack marches once again. Okay, we got some mobility next, 2 minutes of pigeon pose on each leg, 2 minutes of wall or floor slides, and then a 2-minute frog stretch. We're gonna review what a dumbbell slam is and the alternating cleans. Okay, so dumbbell cleans. And then we got project posterior chain, so we got 2 rounds, glute bridges, 3-second pause with a hard squeeze at the top, 10 bird dogs, 10 supermans. 3, 2, 1, go. We have our workout. It is for time. 40 alternating dumbbell cleans plus 40 dumbbell slams. Okay, 50 pounds for the gentlemen, 35 for the ladies. Let's circle back to our warm-up. Suitcase march. So briefcase, suitcase. We're carrying our one arm. We're just trying to. We're gonna get our knees up at parallel, at least, or above parallel. Okay, so. Then we're going to do renegade rows. We're going to pull to our pockets while holding our core nice and tight. And we can rotate the dumbbell through arms, or we can rotate our body over the dumbbell and switch arms. Okay. Then we're going to have the dumbbell in the front rack position. We're going to march 30 on one leg, 30 on the front squats in the front rack. And then the suitcase march again, strict press, and then the front rack march. So lots of marching, lots of core stability work. That's basically what this is doing, making us activate our core, carrying loads on one side than the other, okay? Pigeon pose, so we can take the time to do some mobility here. 2 minutes on each leg, static holds, that's a good time frame to do. We're gonna be nice and warm for that as well. Floor slides, let's really think, let's go back to pigeon pose. So we wanna make sure that our hips, okay, are right in line. So we don't want to be leaning to one side too much or to the other side. Not that that's the wrong way to do it, because you can intensify the stretch by leaning one way or the other. Let's just try to square up our hips and square up our shoulders so we're sitting in one straight line, okay? Careful of the knees in that position. If the knee's bugging you, let your coach know. We'll sit you back in like a figure 4 stretch, and that's take the pain off your knee. The 2 minutes of wall slides and floor slides, let's think about a couple things here. As we're working through, this really starts to open up your thoracic, right? And if it gets a little bit, well, this isn't doing too much anymore, let's tuck our chin down a little bit. And at all times, we should have our low back pressed down on the ground, okay? At the end of the day, we want our elbow, back of our wrist, fingertips, all dragging along the ground. That would indicate you have great shoulder mobility and flexibility, which I do not have. My hands end up out this wide, but still getting that movement in my thoracic spine is what we're looking for, okay? And then 2 minutes in the frog stretch. We're not just gonna stay stationary. We're gonna make this a little dynamic by pushing our hips forward, pushing our hips back, intensifying the stretch as we go along, right? Great for the hip flexors, low back, hamstrings, adductors, all the good stuff. All right, so then we're gonna review the dumbbell clean, which is a squat, and then the dumbbell slam, okay? So what we're doing is basically replicating a slam ball without slamming the dumbbell into the ground. So what needs to happen here is we need to be super tight through the core as we're bringing that dumbbell down, because at the bottom of that movement, we are all of a sudden going to stop that momentum and change directions. Okay, so we want a nice flat back, lumbar curve, our back arched and stayed arched. At no point should we let our back round at all during this movement. We got a lot of forward or down momentum, and we don't want our low back doing this as we go down. We want to keep it nice and stiff, okay? Let the work be done in your hamstrings and glutes, not in your low back. So we'll review the dumbbell slam, right? Some people are going to be able to go a little bit lower than other people. That's just the nature of the business here of flexibility. And the clean, the alternating dumbbell clean, the heads are gonna touch the ground. You're gonna finish off in a squat. So if that's gonna be a problem for coordination wise or something, we can always do a dumbbell power clean alternating to a squat, right? Then project posterior chain, we've done this one a number of times. We should know it pretty good now. Let's just make sure we're squeezing our glutes really hard during that 3-second pause at 10, okay? And then 3, 2, 1, go, 40 and 40, fast and furious. We're gonna have at it. So we're squatting and we're hinging, right? So, way to scale this would be load. And like I said, if we don't have the coordination, or we have something going on and you want to take your time a little bit, maybe it's more of a power clean toward a front squat, alternating arms. Dumbbell slams. We're going up overhead basically for this movement. So if we don't have the clearance, we'll bring the dumbbell up as high as we can and then hinge and then repeat the movement. We don't want anybody putting their dumbbell through the ceiling or anything like that. All right, guys? In both cases, if the load's too heavy, reduce the weight on the dumbbell, okay? It's gonna be pretty quick workout. Those squats are gonna catch up to people. That's what we're looking for. Gonna ride the pain train a little bit here, boys and girls. All right, so have fun with it. Happy Wednesday.